2019 Civic Type R. This one came all the way from Tennessee. It's got 4,600 miles on it. Nobody has worked on this car. And look at that. Boys over in Swindon put the clamps on different. Flip that one around. That one matches, that one matches, that one matches. That's the odd one out. Back to our storage facility. We're picking up a car this time. It's been sitting there waiting for the customer to make arrangements to get it, and he is flying in today. We are in. I guess we can show you the number now because we're picking it up. I wonder what kind of car will fit in that. You remember what color it is?
No, absolutely. Is it blue?
It's darker blue. I think it's wrapped blue. Close. That's a good sign. Yes! I'm gonna see if I can do a 3-point turn here. So when I was learning to drive in England, my dad was infatuated at me learning how to 3-point turn his way, and I've never forgot it. You pull up, of course you're not supposed to use a camera, right until the very end, start cutting it the other way. So the gate works, yep. That's not Bruce, by the way. Bruce is off. Check this out. This is still probably one of my most favorite Hondas. My friend Jackie just picked this car up. This is so cool. K24 EK9. It's not a real EK9, but it is a built car. It's been done top to bottom. But you know what? You buy an EK9 now, it's 25 years old, you're gonna have to rebuild it anyway. So this already has new suspension, new bushings, K24 engine. We'll probably show this more on the channel. He wants us to do a few things to it, but how clean this thing is. So cool. he's purchased the Flash Pro and he's purchased it through Faribault.net, which fortunately we're good friends with him. He's going to come down personally and jailbreak the ECU. So fortunately he has the street math housing in that, so it will run on the factory tune. Johnny's going to come and do that. This is another customer. We're going to bring him in right here. We're going to do a spark plugs, valve adjustment, and a check over. He's about to take this on another long road trip. So we're going to go over it, make sure everything is up to spec on this car. This car we're doing spark plugs and a valve adjustment, but looking it over, the intake that comes from here, that comes around, it broke the bracket right here. So it has the bracket that came on here, and as you see, it's cracked, and it cracked almost all the way through. See there? So basically stripping the paint, we're going to weld that back on and then recoat this pipe. Nice. So in case you didn't realize, we're now going to start selling the Inline Pro turbo manifold in the store. This is what I had on my Type R. We've done a few videos with this, and if you know anything about it, one of the best manifolds for a street car you can get. It's cast stainless steel, which has a really nice finish, but I'll see if I can link the videos. They fit nice, perfect wastegate placement. You're not going to have any boost issues. The turbo is positioned so you can fit air conditioning with a full 3-inch downpipe and power steering. In fact, that car right there, look at the position of that turbo, that is an Inline Pro manifold. What I did is I put 2 standoffs so I could make a heat shield. I don't know if you can see that right there, but the way I did it, the turbo sits so the intake is positioned on the passenger side. 3-inch downpipe came right out of here. This was an exception. I made 647 wheel horsepower, pulling out all the stops. I mean, all the dyno tricks that you can do, you know, ice bag on here, 14 volts run into the fuel pump, tighten the gap on the plugs down to 16 thousandths, all of that fun stuff. But I'd say up to 500 wheel, that is the manifold. There's a better picture. The man himself, this is John Vega. If you don't know who he is, this is Faribault.net. So he's going to go ahead and jailbreak it. So I'm not going to show the whole process, but I'll just talk about it a little bit.
Show when I'm hooking up to the ECU if you want.
Okay. So now the jailbreak is done, plug the ECU back together. Now you should be able to flash it, correct?
Yes, sir. After that, we're good to go.
All right, so once we're in the car, I'll ask you a couple of things about it. You can tell me what options we have here, but basically, you're doing the stage 2 from your site that people can buy?
Yeah, it's the Faribault Stage 2 off-the-shelf tune, which is configured for the parts that you have installed and the fuel octane you're running.
So right now, this is a stage 2 tune that came right off your site. So you're offering jailbreak on the FK8 and the FL5?
Yep, and the DE5 Integra Type S. So essentially you can mail your computer in or have it done locally and can jailbreak it and upload a tune for you or send you a tune via email and offer overnight services and all that.
The exhaust is a tad drony. Though, something you got to drive on these cars with a tune. I never tuned mine. I think the stage 2 would be perfect with these bolt-ons. So I'm going to show you here in a minute. He's got 5 different tunes set up in there. I'm going to show you here in a minute.
Alright, so to switch between maps once you're running the latest version of Honda Flash Pro with a tune that supports map switching, such as the Faribault Stage 2 tune, you can actually enter the menu by making sure that cruise main is not turned on, and you hold the resume up button and the tachometer will show we're on map 1. You can go all the way up to map 5. You can either just leave it be or hit cancel, and it'll reset to the regular tachometer, and that allows you to switch on the fly. You can be on the racetrack or in a drive-through and switch between all the maps. And you've got map number 1, which is your street 1. You've got map number 2, which is street 2. Map number 3, which is race 1. Map number 4, which is race 2. And then map number 5, which is valet.
So I just drove this car and it drives absolutely perfect. So much more power. Definitely more usable power than stock. Exhaust is a little drony. Way too drony for me. But obviously exhaust is an option that you can go with. John has highlighted on his site some of the parts he recommends to use, but this will definitely be a lot more fun to drive with the modifications that he has done. So check him out. Help the customer get their cars back in the trailer as well as get it off. More time you spend prepping, less chance you are of going to damage something. Okay. Valve adjustment is complete. They were all in spec except one. One was just a hair tight, so it's always good to double check that. Of course, we'll put a new valve cover gasket on it while it's apart. Tube seals, that doesn't come in the gasket kit. You're gonna have to order those separate. This is the gasket kit right here. It comes with a gasket and the grommets right there, but these are available separate. We buy a few of these. This is something that we do on every single one. I wanted to share this car. He brought it here a long time, actually a few months ago, right? Mm-hmm. And it had some damage on it. And he was looking at maybe getting some touch-up work, and he went to Superior, and then one thing led to another. He painted the whole car. Look how fantastic this looks. Milano red on an Integra. There much gets better than that. Look at that. So he painted the whole car, and you're happy with it, right?
Oh, I'm over the moon. This looks like a brand spanking new car. It looks better than a new car off the showroom.
It really does. Factory paint is not as good as what they put on it. Fantastic.
So, yes, I love this girl, and it was really sad when the accident happened, and I didn't know if I'd ever have a chance to get it back to even remotely drivable, and getting in and out of the driver's side, couldn't get in the door, so this is fabulous.
That's awesome. Good to see it back. I'm glad you brought it by to show us.
Well, it's my honor.
Awesome. All right, well, thank you. Have a safe trip.
You too.
Hopefully we'll see you next time you come back in town.
I appreciate you guys.
Absolutely.
Very much.
Thank you.
Enjoy your cars.
Absolutely. That's what it's all about.
That's right.
It's not just a catchphrase. We mean it.
It's the real thing.
Really. You might have seen this one before. We did this one a few months ago, then it came back. We did titanium pipes. Well, it is here for a couple of tiny leaks, and you can't smell them. There's a couple of drips on the floor he gets when he parks it, so we got to check those out, find out what those are. Also, one of the last times it was here, we did the blue stitched steering wheel and the blue stitched shift boot. Well, now we're going to do the blue seat belts. These are just, kind of there. We're doing the pretty blue ones to match everything, but let's fix the leaks first. Let's get it up in the air, and we'll see what we see. If you saw this stuff, this is that coating. This has been sitting here for 10 minutes. I can put my hands on everything. I mean, this is hotter than this. This is hotter. Unbelievable. Works very, very well. This color is called Cobalt Blue, which is this one right here. Really, really cool blue. So these are all the options. So if this is something you want to do, we don't offer this over the counter. We don't offer it mail-in or anything like that. If you're doing a build with us, this is something we'll offer as part of the build. These are the color options, and there is a million options. This is what I have in my car right here, flame red. The NSX, I believe we did these right here. No, it wasn't, it was sunset orange right there. That's what we did in our orange NSX, and it matched perfect. These are a few yellows. Canary yellow, we have a different yellow coming up for a car. Don't know if it's that one or not. I think it's called Speed yellow. That's green. It's kind of hard to tell on camera, but we have another car coming up. We did one just last month with yellow. It looks really cool, especially when you match the stitching. So this is something we can offer. Makes the car just look a little bit more special when you get some kind of color on the inside. A lot of the exotics offer it. Porsches, you know, Lambos, Corvettes, they all offer a color. Now with the top down, you see it even better. Look at that. That really stands out now. Gives it a little bit more of a classy look. And it matches that color perfect. Matches that right there. The blue on the titanium. Look how nice that looks. So I think he's going to change these. I'm always thinking he needs to either change them blue or go black. We can actually take these apart and have them powder coated. But that's a really pretty blue on there.